Hello, Farah Peterson. We are talking about psychopathology. How would you define psychopathology? In Kring and Johnson 2018, they say that the definition of psychopathology is the field dealing with the nature, development, and treatment of psychological disorders. This is very true. I feel like it's an in-depth study of mental disorders more scientifically. I'm starting to understand there's 3 elements to psychopathology. I'm starting to understand it's I need as a future counselor to understand symptoms. I need to understand diagnosing or not diagnosing. I believe it was Dr. Karen Dumont on the video from Liberty 2020 that was saying sometimes if you do have symptoms, it's not always leading to a psychological disorder, which I'm really grateful that she clarified. And then the last is treatment. How do we treat the client? I think that the next question is, what does the Bible say about abnormality? And right when I read that question, I thought of leprosy. I don't know why. So I thought I will find some scriptures on leprosy. Mark chapter 1, verse 50 or 40 through 42, Jesus cleanses a leper. And a leper came to him, imploring him and kneeling him to say, "If you will, you can make me clean." And really, I feel like already the leopard is saying that I'm not clean. And I don't know if that's from society's viewpoint. I think back then it was, just because they segregated them. They made sure that they were outside of the villages, that they didn't catch it. They felt like they were dirty. And even though leprosy is a skin disease, it still has some kind of standard for me for mental illness. Back then they did think it was something mental or a demonic possession. He goes on to verse 41, moved with pity, he stretched out his hand and touched him and said to him, "I will be clean." And immediately the leprosy left him and he was made clean. And this is a beautiful viewpoint, because right now we have the unclean viewpoint, and that's more of the secular viewpoint. Mental illness is dirty. It's taboo to talk about. We need to brush it under the rug. Things like that make it more secular. But the last part really was beautiful because it gives the client hope. Jesus did cleanse the leopard. And I thought it was just a beautiful alliance with the secular view and just the Christian view. I do feel like Christ had 3 components to treating the leprosy, and maybe we can combine that with our counseling skills. I feel like a Christ worldview of dealing with mental disorders really starts with respecting the client. It also starts with the compassion, having compassion for what they're going through. And then dignity. I really feel like dignity is something that needs to be established, because there was not a lot of dignity back then in the past, which is very bothersome to me. Yes, so moving on, what is the secular view of abnormalities? And unfortunately, it's not changed much in society. I think as a society, we have social norms and we are held to a standard, especially in America. And unfortunately, an article that I read, well, not unfortunately because of the article, but an article I read, Public Stigma of Mental Illness. This is from Parsep, I hope I'm saying that right, in Kabasa from 2014. And really they're saying that public stigma refers to a set of negative attitudes and beliefs that motivate individuals to fear, reject, or avoid, and really discriminate people from people with mental illness. They went on to have a great example. They said, for example, individuals with mental illness are more likely to experience housing and employment discrimination and homelessness compared to individuals that do not have mental illness. So you can already see that just by having a roof over your head, they're discriminated right away. And then we have the other cultures where really feel that they can't talk about it. Almost like seeking help is a sign of weakness instead of a sign of strength. So I think the stigmatization around mental illness, it does need to change. But one of the biggest things that I think me as a future counselor needs to work on is me sitting across from a client and then sitting with my own assumptions. And that's just something that I'll have to work on, because I would like to treat a person that is dealing with schizophrenia the same as a person that is dealing with mild depression. So to do that, that will be my life counseling journey. It can't happen overnight, but take care, everyone, and God bless.